attach this to myself. That'd be helpful. So I'll follow myself. I wonder if one of these guest bands went to share shalom. Dan Nicholas is here. Maybe tell me he's actually going. I just said maybe. Alright. That's awesome. I only found out this morning. So exciting.
Yafeh Hayom, how beautiful this day is, this Shabbat, on page 10 in your prayer books. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Vayafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Vayafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to commemorate the welcoming home of the hostages from Gaza back to Israel. So thank you for joining us for that. So we'll have some poems and different rituals to recognize that. And it is a day of celebration, and there are still much things to be accomplished before we can really feel like this is like things are over. But we can celebrate this step along the way. So thank you for joining us. We're going to start with some candle lighting. I think that Tony is going to help us with that. We're on page 2 in your prayer books.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav
on page 14, the bottom paragraph.
We continue with more light. The light is sown for the righteous. Or Zarua. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua, la Sadiq, Uyishrei Lev Simcha.
Continue with a reading on the screen. Yellow Again by Hannah Yerushalmi. Empty chairs will be saved for friends arriving late, and tape will be taped again, and hostage necklaces will be put away, forgotten in drawers, and Saturday night will be date night once again. Signs for the missing will be for dogs, cats, may they come home soon, and city squares will be filled with grandparents, pushing strollers and lovers, dreaming of futures, walking hand in hand. Tears will be for mourning or joy, but not again for anguish, and monsters will go back to hiding in closets or under the bed, and when dusk settles over the land, parents will know exactly where their children are. And yellow will be yellow again, the color of fragrant etrogs and speckled autumn leaves, and crown-tipped spring daffodils, and rubber ducks and sprinkles on a cake. And oh yes, the color of the hopeful rising sun. We welcome in the Shabbat Bride on page 20, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat tekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat tekabela. Shamor v'zachor
Continue with a reading on the screen. Henry, able to? Thank you. Thank you so much. Today, on this very day, Hayom Hayom. Today, on this very day, I'm not as sad as before. Not as sad as before. Today, I know something new. Today, perhaps, I am moved. I suddenly love being alive. Today, perhaps, I am moved. Do you hear me? Today. Let us live today from the very beginning, from the start until the end. And then you'll see how I walk, steadily, gracefully in my path, walking and walking and walking on. Today, on this very day, I turn to God. I turn to God. I bow my head today. Continue on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי, דכל בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך, וישתבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
Page 29. There is one who sings a song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings a song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nevarech, let us bless. Please rise on the facing page if you're able to. For Baruch
et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach, le'olam va'ed. We bring on the evening. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, down the middle. You are going to be rolling. These friends, you're going to be with me on the Hebrew. We start with the rolling. If you don't like the part I have assigned, that's okay. You can choose your own part too. It's Shabbat. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Keep rolling. One more slide forward. There we go. Thank you. I Am Filled with Love by Eric Einstein. Between the dark and the hidden in our bitter world, they say there is yet a hope. It is called loved, and we await its arrival. Between the past and the future, between the treasure and rock bottom, they say there is yet a hope. It is called love, and we await its arrival. Between the confusion and the disaster, know that there is a solution. It is called love. Between the fake and the real, between all that is alive and the dead, there is love. I am filled with love, and it will awake and know I am filled with love, and it will triumph. Between sanity and sleep, between childhood and old age, they say there is yet a hope. It is called love, and we await its arrival. Between the past and the future, between the treasure and the rock bottom, they say there is yet a hope. It is called love, and we await its arrival. Between the confusion and the disaster, know that there is a solution. It is called love. Shema Yisrael. Please be seated. On page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha ug'shartam le'ot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'isharecha lema kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim leElohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lehiyot lachem leElohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our feelings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Page 43. You can join together in the English at the bottom. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. In our Torah portion, we have God creating the entire world, and then God reaches the seventh day and sees that all the things that God created is complete for God, and we have Shabbat, the first Shabbat of the Torah. So with Vishamra, we celebrate that moment, and of course you all came here to celebrate Shabbat with us. So on page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam, v'ridolam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam, v'ridolam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם בריתולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם.
On page 46, we do the Amidah. Please rise if you're able to. And we will be saying the winter blessing during Givorot. It is now winter in Israel.
Adonai sifatai titach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Mekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, Umebi Gula Livnei B'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'hoshia, Mahashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidal melach, Melech meimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Page 55. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency, make us dissatisfied. Dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Together, shock us, Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 61. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We'll take time for silent prayer and internal reflection.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, my God, my rock and my Redeemer.
In times of darkness, I tell myself, the sun always rises. I like to go for walks in the twilight times, when there is still a bit of darkness or a bit of light coming in or coming out, and then one of them overwhelms the other. All the instances of colliding of light and dark remind me that in our lives we experience light and dark, sadness and happiness at the same time. Even if we're told to have a week of joy during Sukkot, sometimes there are moments of sadness. It's impossible to be only joyful and only sad. It is our task to figure out how to balance those two, and sometimes the imbalance of those two. The seasons have changed in Michigan, and there has been more darkness than light than in previous months. We end our days earlier and start them later, and the darkness overwhelms the light, and it will only get darker. But if we can notice the light and the dark in each moment, then we can remember that there is always light and darkness in our world. This week, we experienced just that. We had a day of joy when the hostages were returned, and there is still darkness over the area of Israel and Gaza. For Israel, there are still deceased hostages' bodies who have not been given back to Israel, and for Gaza, there is much destruction in the land. Home still needs to be found for everyone. And even if the hostages are back at their homes, it is time to heal, and healing can carry with it lots of light and dark, sadness and joy. It's a time of new beginnings. We've entered a different era, but it's not really a beginning as going back to what it was before, because nothing is the same as it was on October 7th, 2023, nor is it the same as it was on October 6th, 2023. Every day may have felt like it was the same between October 7th, 2023 and October 12th, 2025, but there were differences in the days. We need to hold on to the different parts of those days and the dark parts of the war. So we are in a period of joy, and there is still darkness. If we were able to just focus on the joy of the hostages being returned, then we would not realize that there is still a war happening. Lives are still lost. We can rejoice at this one thing, and then remember the sadness of the war. A war brings out both joy and sadness for both parties. The same it is true with light and dark. They occupy the same space at the same time. We see it every day during those twilight periods when the sun rises and the sun sets. And we know that God is the point from which both light and darkness originate. Our creation story begins with the gathering of tiny sparks drawn out of the dimness. And there will always be this darkness and light together, and at times one of them will dominate the other. As we know from Tikkun Olam, it is our job to gather those tiny sparks of light to make our world less dark, to one day have a perfect world. In our Torah, we are restarting the whole thing with our creation story, and even though we went back to the beginning of the Torah, we ourselves have changed, and we are not going back to our old selves. We read this story just after the new year, when we have looked back at ourselves and found ways to improve, not ways to become new people. We tell ourselves in the high holy days to renew our days as in the past, and now we acknowledge the newness of the day. We are embracing our new selves with a new beginning, and we are wrestling with how to combine those two things. In our creation story, the first thing created was light, and then God creates day and night, and God creates time. And we also have that we are created through the counting of days, and we see that with the counting of days of how long the hostages were gone as well. But the sun, moon, and stars were not created until the fourth day. Those things were created not only to lighten the day and the night and to separate them, but also to govern the light and the dark. We had light and darkness before, but it was like beyond our understanding. It was too much of both those things. The day that is created is now a discrete period of time representing the potential for a creative act. The day is synonymous with light, and day is associated with God's first creative act. But our Jewish day begins with night, with darkness, and it becomes light. It becomes day. And so each day is a new opportunity for creation, for being light into a world of darkness. The day is the Torah's core measure of time, as it was for us with the hostages. We measure the course of human life in days, telling ourselves so that our days may be lengthened from Lamentations. With each new day, there is potential for renewal. The cycle of the holidays also acknowledges that a Jewish time goes in a circle. Jewish tradition acknowledges that time is linear and that time has progress as well. And while day might follow day with an endless succession, Judaism teaches that no 2 days need be the same. We are reminded that we have the power to influence the never-ending cycle of time with each setting and rising of the sun. The day is the most basic measure of time, which is dictated by nothing more than the Earth's rotation with respect to the sun, and it becomes something upon which human beings can make their mark. Just as God uses each day as an opportunity to seize, to create, so too do we human beings seize a regular opportunity to create and influence the direction of our world. In this new day and beginning with the change in the Middle East, with the hostages' return, we can influence the direction of our world. We also learn in our Torah portion about the importance of human responsibility, of taking responsibility for ourselves and for others in our world. We see the tragedy of Cain and Abel, and of Cain asking, "Am I my brother's keeper?" and getting no answer. For the answer should be obvious. We're all responsible for one another and all have the ability to influence the direction of our world and to bring in a little bit of light into the darkness. You might wonder why God is silent when Cain and Abel have their fight, and why God is silent when we kill each other. You might ask where God is in the hour of violence. Where has God been during a time of war in Israel and Gaza? God's failure to answer does not reduce our responsibility to influence what will come and to be a part of what will come. Elie Wiesel wrote, "One more war, the last. They always say that. Let us fight so as to fight no more. Let us kill so as to conquer death." Who knows? Perhaps Cain himself aspired to be not just the first murderer in history, but also the last as well. In this time of newness and of contrast between light and dark, in both our physical and internal worlds, it's up to us to take responsibility to balance those two things and to hold those two things at the same time. We know that even though we have this one victory of securing the hostages, there is still so much to be done to make this war be over. Even if God finished the work God had been doing and ceased on the seventh day, the work of creation is far from over. The universe is always in an uncompleted state, and in the form of its beginning, it requires continual labor and renewal. And we all require continual healing and labor, especially now. Our world requires that continual work to bring in the light and hold the light and dark at the same time. May we be ready for that task, bringing in our own unique light into the darkness. In the days when each hour collides with the next, we have no choice but to cry and to laugh with the same eyes, to mourn and to dance at the same time, and the long arc of history is compressed into 1 day and 1 hour. We ask for the strength to contain the intensity of our bursting hearts, to rejoice with those who are able to be embraced today, to unfold all of those leaning into their longing, souls trembling, to hold on to hope without letting go, and to leave some quiet space for a silent scream. Please grant us the room to shatter into pieces and the spirit to be rebuilt anew. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. We're going to offer a prayer for Israel, which will be the prayer for the wounded. We can join together. Our God and God of our ancestors, send healing and relief to all the wounded, as Moses taught us with his heartfelt prayer. O God, please heal her. Grant them complete healing of body and soul, strengthen their mind and spirit, so that they may be healed quickly. I cried out to you, and you healed me. God heals broken hearts and bind wounds. Grant wisdom and inner strength to medical teams and caregivers. Instill in them your spirit to heal us all. I will bring them relief and healing. I will heal them and reveal to them abundance of shalom and truth. For I, Adonai, am your healer. And let us say, Amen. So we're going to do a ritual to acknowledge this moment of the hostages' return. The prophet Zechariah refers to captives of hope and inspired a blessing that we use for the Book of Lamentations, which we read on Tisha B'Av. The blessing is Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, God, Asher Asrei Tikva, who makes us captives of hope. And we use this blessing before we read about destruction and sadness. And the Book of Lamentations is more than sad. It actually depicts Jerusalem as a symbol of hope and redemption for the Jewish people. And we are in this moment of looking for hope. And it offers us a glimpse into a future with hope. It describes people who are enduring hardship but who hold on to hope. So all of us in this moment, and all of us since October 7, 2023, have been experiencing that, holding on to hope. And it's up to us to hold on to that hope, even when it feels dark. It is part of who we are as Jewish people, to be captives of hope. And so in this hopeful moment of the hostages' return, we're going to sing this blessing together, knowing that there is still so much hope to be had for healing in Israel, in Gaza, with the Jewish people, with the Palestinians, in the whole world. And I want to continue to be hopeful. So as Janet sings that, you can join with her. I would like you to bring up any ribbons, hats, shirts, dog tags, whatever you might have for the hostages. And they're going to go in this basket. If you didn't bring anything with you, you can go over to the chairs with Tali Tote and take the stones and put them in the basket. We're going to put the Tali Tote back on the rack, and we'll do it all together so we can all be a part of the welcoming them back into their homes. So whenever you're ready to do this.
Baruch atah Adonai asher asanu asirei tikva Baruch asanu asirei tikva. Blessed are you, God. Blessed are you, God, who makes us captives of hope. Oh, captives of hope. Asher asanu asirei tikva. Blessed are you, God. Blessed are you, God, who makes us captives of hope. Oh, captives of hope. Asher asanu asirei tikva. Asher asanu asirei tikva. Asher asanu asirei tikva.
We're going to keep the basket on the bima with the talit until the hostages' bodies have been returned and until the war is finally over. But for this moment, we want to offer a shehechianu to acknowledge this change for the world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehechianu. Shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Thank you for your help. I want to offer a blessing of healing for those in our community as well. Today we are thinking of Stuart Bobkin, Nina Chudnoff, Joe Crane, Danny Freimark, Carol Abinowitz, Brenda Saperstein, Helen Schuster, Marcia Silverman, Bonnie Sorkin, Ellen Sullivan, Stuart Trosch, Mark Wilner, Henry Wormser, Jackie Zamek, and Judy Zimmerman. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so.
Nathan Dolbert, Barton Davis, Marion Joe, Deanna Katz, Jennifer McManus, Mr. and Mrs. Gelder.
We hold those names in our hearts, offer a blessing of healing, which will, on your screen.
Ana, Ela, Befanala. Ana,
I'll light a candle for all the healing that still needs to be done in this world and in our community as well.
Ana, Ela, Befanala.
Turn to the Aleinu on page 282. The Aleinu reminds us that it is our task to take responsibility to bring the light into our world. Page 282, please rise if you're able to.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula le'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. We remember for those who serve and defend. We stand with the families of the fallen, offering our gratitude, promising never to forget. We pledge to tell the stories of courage and the tales of the valiant heart. In quiet reverence, we hold their fear and pain and sacrifice. May the memory of their bravery be a precious legacy. We stand with the families of the fallen, offering our gratitude, promising never to forget. May God bless you and keep you. May the light of God shine upon you, upon your darkened world. May you be lifted and carried by your faith and your community. May we work together for peace. And as we say together, Amen. We have one more candle to light for those hostages who were killed, for these soldiers that have been killed, for everyone who has died during this terrible time of war. And this week, we remember those who have passed away in recent days and weeks, remembering Ellen Henriksen and Jason Miller. And we think of those who have passed away in this season and years past. We're thinking of Pearl Bello, Joseph Bloom Rosen, Jeffrey Bowman, Sophie Hoffman, Paul Cassander, Emma Conkey, Arnold F. Schultz, Sheldon D. Stern, and Meta Wormser. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so.
Alex Aninos and Fums Ediemi.
Chris Cage. Ava Goldberg.
We rise together for Kaddish, page 294. Yitzgadal, Yitzkadash, Shemei Rabbah,
Be'alma divrach chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lamei omaya, Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitzramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitzhadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzhalal shemei d'kedusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, amen.
Please be seated. Gary has announcements for us. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Thank you to Henry for streaming and for Julia for our usher. Please join the TKA BI Joint Programming Committee Sunday, October 19th at 10 a.m. to make Hanukkah cards for seniors. Coming soon, learn Mahjong with Sisterhood. Join them on Tuesday, October 21st at 1:30 for the first lesson. The classes will be run on Tuesday for 3 weeks through November 4th. And please join us on Friday, November 7th for our first Friday dinner. Following our 6 p.m. Shabbat services, we'll be going to Gino's in Kego Harbor. If you're interested, please RSVP with Cynthia Katz. Shabbat Shalom to one and all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
On that first Friday Shabbat, we're going to have Lior Zisser-Yogev speak, our community shlicha. So you'll come to hear her words of wisdom. I'll offer Kiddush and Motzi. I think it's on
Page 5.
page 5. Thank you.
We raise our cup in thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon. And it's a round challah for our first,
Thank you.
for creation, for the creation of the world, round challah. Our closing song is Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu on page 353 in your prayer books. I don't know if you caught the videos going around this week of Hostage Square in Israel and everybody singing this together. It was beautiful, so we sing it together too. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam, Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom, Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam, Od Yavo
feel whole, knowing you are enough. May you feel confident, knowing you are prepared. May you feel calm, knowing the storm will pass. And may you feel at peace, knowing you are loved. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in the social hall for Oneg.